Uruguayan-born Andreas Martorell had a tough upbringing in the gangland barrios of Montevideo. Now a singing coach and living in Galway, he has brought his close friend Shane Lennon back to his homeland. Andreas had tried to carve out a career in the music business in Uruguay, first in a blues band, then in a boy band. Those boys are now men, and they haven't sung together for years. But a small reunion gig is arranged for later in the week. They may need some fine-tuning.
They haven't played or sang together in 7 years, so they're just rehearsing now ahead of the big show that they're going to put on for us on Tuesday night. So it's nice to hear them singing. Music is what brought us together as friends. This is something that he tried to do here at home in Uruguay and it didn't work out. So now he has a career in Ireland, which is really nice. But it's also nice for him to be able to come home and do something like this.
Que me provocas, aunque no quieras hacerlo. Está grabado.
While Andreas did not have much in his young life, he did have a happy home. But when his father moved back in after an absence of 10 years, things went rapidly downhill. It was a turbulent relationship between father and son. And Andreas, little more than a boy, decided to strike out alone.
I didn't get on with my dad, and so I grew up with my mom and my grandmother and my auntie. And when I was around 8, 10, my dad came back from Venezuela, and he was very much into the alcohol and things like that. And we didn't get on well. But I didn't want to live with my dad, so I was trying to be as away from him as I can. My mom, I know it was difficult for her to see me going, but my two sisters, they were 1 and 2 years old. My mom didn't have a job, nowhere to go, and my dad was a very dominant guy. So that was the time, you know.
It's a tough time. I imagine even just being here now, just thinking about those things.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very tough. Yeah.
Just 13 years of age, Andreas was having to fend for himself. He came to work at this fruit market, starting his shift at 2 a.m.
It was a bit dangerous because it was guys that were big and strong, and we were smaller. So if they came late and they want the job and they want to take it from you, there's not much that you can do, you know. Big guy, they come a bit drunk, they have a couple of wine somewhere here, they sit down, have a wine, and get a bit drunk, and after they want to get the thing for you so they can get the job. And there is nothing that you can do, you know.
So just a tough place and a tough time for you.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Some of the stuff that Andreas told me earlier, it's not something that easily would come up in conversation, and you could tell there's still a lot of pain there for him to bring it up and to discuss it, and it runs quite deep. And I suppose when he does share something with you, you think about this 13-year-old kid, you know, fending for himself and having to do so for a number of years. Now, back in Ireland, that would seem difficult enough, but when you look at the kind of environment and the place that we are, I mean, I just can't imagine it.
Andreas spent his teen years drifting from house to house, staying with friends and relatives. Eventually, he moved in with a couple that he met after renting a rehearsal room from them. It was a second family, and another place he could call home.
Yo te quiero mostrar una foto cuando era muy chiquitito. Ingenuo era.
Yeah.
I don't really want to share it with everybody, but I feel I have to.
Y si no se la quiere mostrar a todo el mundo.
Además
pero...
la rulita.
Eso cuando ibas a 40 con la moto, eso.
Transar.
¿La puede contar? Sí, ¿por qué no?
Corre por tu cuenta.
La novia.
¿Cuál de todas?
¿Diferentes?
¿Cuál de todas?
La que hacía, le hicimos las cuentas para que no se fuesen a vivir juntos.
No, eso fue antes.
I used to have a girlfriend that it wasn't a good thing for me. So, but I was a bit of a rebel. Yo era un poco de un rebelde, and I wanted to go to live with her. So they sat down and make numbers and how much money you need to live together, and at the end they convinced me that it wasn't. But I was a rebel, and that wasn't a good girl. She was very, very tough person.
So really, this lady was like your adopted mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
dice que ustedes me querían tanto como para aconsejarme cosas buenas para mí.
Sí, para no dejar de acercar una cagada y para
She don't make me do really bad things. Because I was always close to do a lot of bad things, so...
Sentís la garúa mojando el camión y tanta ternura en esta canción.
Well, it is very emotional to see all those things together in very short space of time. So many emotions coming together, good emotions, some bad emotions. Like in 3 days, 15, 20 years of my life come to me, you know, so many memories.
even though you've told me the stories of home, what your life was like, I could never really appreciate it until I've been here with you. And I've just even more respect for you now, you know, because now I really understand how your life and how it's been a struggle and how it's a fantastic success story, you know, of how you got where you are with all your hard work.
Siguiendo tu mirada que me lleva la razón.
150 kilometers west of the capital Montevideo lies the seaside town of Punta del Este. It's a playground for the rich and famous, with its luxury boats, casinos and fancy restaurants. It's a far cry from the barrios in which Andreas was raised, and yet he spent every childhood summer here, while his mother worked as a cleaner in one of the many hotels at the resort.
The season is 2 months, 3 months, and after we have enough money maybe to keep going for 4 or 6 months more after, you know, to keep going quite well. And so it was a big part of my family to be able to come to work here, and for me as a child to be on the beach and everything, it was fantastic too, you know. So everybody happy in this place, yeah. I used to come to the hotel where my mom used to work, just to be with her sometimes when she was working, and I remember the smell of the clothes that the people was staying there. They have a very nice smell, the clothes, you know.
They were new clothes, or?
They were, I think that was the smell. It was new clothes, and we weren't used to have new clothes. So even the last time that I was here 2 years ago, I was able to rent a house here for a week. So I was living the life of Punta del Este. My mom came. My mom was very happy too that she wasn't cleaning. She was staying in a house with a small swimming pool and everything. Oh my God! Do it again!
The moment that we've been waiting for all week, the reunion, is just about to kick off in a few minutes. Andreas is very nervous, and he's been nervous all day, and he's been trying to rest his voice and his throat, but I think the nerves have been playing at him as well. So hopefully it'll hold up.
Una vez más vuelvo a empezar. Mi suerte tiene que cambiar. Una vez más vuelvo a intentar.
You must be very proud seeing Andreas now, but you shouldn't underestimate the part that you have played in this. Andreas has been very lucky with the people that he has in his life. He's some amazing people, and it was really, really good to meet them.
Gracias por estas lindas palabras, ¿tá? Y sí, uno le parece que es él, y bueno, es la base también, ¿no? Que tiene él y que él tiene un carisma muy especial y toda la familia lo quiere mucho y los amigos, y aunque tuvo carencias de otras cosas, creo que lo suplieron esto, la mamá y las hermanas. Es así.
Oh, mamá, mamá, te quiero tanto.
Beso. Gracias. Ahí va.
Reina de mi vida eres tú.
The journey has reminded me who I am in some way. I found emotionally it's been very hard. It's a lot of emotions coming all the time together. I'm just finding myself again, yeah. It's made me try to improve and to be a better person, a better man, you know? And to see how lucky I have been to pass through all those hard times and to be where I am in some way, you know?
This hasn't just been about Andreas coming home. This has been Andreas on a different journey, dealing with some of the demons that have been there from, you know, previous years. He hasn't dealt with them in 15, 16 years. And that has to take a toll on someone, that they're all there the whole time. So I think I've seen his spirit rise even further in the week that we spent here, because he's dealt with some of those issues head on.
There's a lot of things that when we hang out, that we don't talk about it because we're going to the pub to have a pint or having dinner. And I always wanted that Shane, I guess to know maybe better, and we became better way pals now. We're better friends now.
All right. Oh. It's not easy to leave the family behind, you know?
Yeah.
I know. Quite hard, yeah.
After a 2-week break, Welcome to My World heads into the east as Apu Viaz welcomes his boss and mother of two, Gemma Kelly, to his world.